over the past couple of years, things have not been going good in the video game industry. We have seen a ton of project cancellations and a ton of layoffs, and now we're hearing from Respawn devs that morale is at an all-time low when we just heard the same exact thing about Bungie. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, we have been talking a lot about Bungie and Marathon because there are a lot of developers who are talking about how hard of a time they've had at this company and how, unfortunately, the vibes have never been worse after their plagiarism controversy, where the developers actually were found plagiarizing, so I don't really feel all that bad for them. But now Respawn devs are saying something extremely similar. So things aren't going well for the team at Respawn Entertainment after 2 games were canceled with 100 people let go at the studio. Many have wondered about the state of things with Respawn, including employee morale. Now, after the Black Panther game was canceled with its developer Cliffhanger Studios being shut down, that has spread to concern with EA as a whole, so much that even current employees are making internal feelings known. In a post on Blue Sky, Patrick Wren, a senior encounter designer at Respawn, gave his quick thought on where things stand. Morale has been at an all-time low. I can say that much. In a separate post, he said that he is sorry for everyone who just wants to make cool video games in this industry. Now, first of all, he's on Blue Sky, so instantly take what he says with a grain of salt, because unfortunately there are a lot of people in the industry who want as much attention as possible. They think that if they are loud and vocal about problems at a company, that is going to get them in a better position somewhere else. Now, what I think is very interesting about this is that both Bungie and Respawn are studios that hire based on diversity and inclusion initiatives, not based on merits, and they are being hit the hardest. Now, I have another video that will be linked down below, but I had just talked about the fact that many major gaming companies have abandoned their Pride Month, like wallpapers that they usually give to people and their logos and all of their posts. They have not acknowledged Pride Month, like Kotaku, Bungie, you have Riot, you have Naughty Dog, you have tons of companies who have gone against that this year, and I think that maybe company culture internally is going to see a massive shift because people are going to be, again, hired based on the fact that they're good at their job, not just because companies have a checklist that they want to go down and they want to have a certain percentage of people with a certain skin color or background or gender. They actually want to hire so that they can make money again, and hey, you can't blame a company for wanting to make money. Now, unfortunately for the people that are working in the gaming industry, yeah, I don't see the times getting better anytime soon, because for years, those corporations have been more worried about pandering to a modern audience and a certain group of people who don't buy video games. And what you have done is you have sacrificed the quality of games and storytelling, and you have pushed away the older customers you've had, and you've tried to make room for the new group of people that never ended up showing up, which is why they're backtracking so heavily now. I'm not going to feel bad for them for doing that. They are facing the consequences of their own actions at this point. And yes, some of these games are going to have to be canceled because you were making them with an entirely different group of people in mind, and those people haven't been monetarily supporting you. I don't feel bad that the Black Panther game was canceled. I'm not going to feel bad that we have titles like Apex Legends being wound down. I like Apex, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the people on this team have not been focused on making the game better. I mean, they lost their competitive scene because they were not making new content and fresh content and trying to make the game better. They were worried about adding gay or LGBTQ characters like Alter into their game, which sucks because it had a lot of potential that just really went down the drain. And with Black Panther, when you know that one of these senior writers is teaming with Alyssa Mercante saying that we need a shirt that says all gamers are bigots, yeah, that's not going to sit well with the gamers you need to swipe their credit card on your product, when you find out that there are Sweet Baby Inc. narrative consultants working on the Black Panther game, that's also not going to sit well with people. It says, though, in 2025, over 2,300 known jobs have been lost in the games industry across 64 companies. Now, yes, 2,300, even if you get up to 5,000 or 10,000, might sound like a lot, but we are talking about millions and millions of developers in this industry. And we're also talking about the industry making over $200 billion in 2024. So the developers that are in the industry are making money. And, well, we're just seeing some of the fat being cut from these companies' ranks at this point. Now, sure, there are bound to be genuinely talented people who get laid off, projects that might have come out and have been good being canceled, but I, as somebody who is a gamer, who has been attacked for so many years by these companies, I know a lot of you are going to feel the same. I'm not going to sit here and shed a tear for people who are not either good at their jobs, who have attacked gamers, and who just genuinely don't care about the state of the industry. For these companies to change, they'd have to fire like 75% of the people that are working there minimum and do a complete company reset. Now, what I think is suspicious here is that we see this Respawn dev saying morale's at an all-time low when we just heard the same thing only a couple of days before about Marathon and Bungie. It's almost like this Respawn dev wanted to get some attention as well and wanted to cry as well. I mean, maybe the morale really is at an all-time low, but it just seems very odd that, like, oh, all these Bungie devs got all this attention, and suddenly other developers at other studios are saying basically the same exact thing. So the morale at developer Bungie, the iconic first-person shooter studio behind Destiny and the original Halo games, is reportedly at an all-time low, with some employees unsure about whether their upcoming Marathon reboot can meet its September release date. A new Forbes report, citing comments from former and current Bungie staff, now gives some insight into what's happening. Morale is said to be in free fall, and the vibes have never been worse. Of course, higher-ups haven't said anything about a delay potentially hitting Marathon, but many are uncertain if the shooter can turn around its controversial perception in time for its launch, and I definitely don't think that that's going to happen. I think that Marathon might as well be shelved at this point, just like the Black Panther game was canceled. I don't think that these projects are going to come out and make money and be successful, so I will be keeping my eye on, of course, developers' statements and the state of the video game industry, because there are a lot of companies that are struggling at this point. But again, I can only feel so bad for the people who have attacked gamers for years, who have disregarded our opinions and our thoughts and called us ists and phobes time and time again. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.